Hey y'all, it's Diane with Shawcraft One in my old barn door, and I have come to you to do the video that I promised on the paper bag. We ordered sandwiches the other night and I told my husband, I said, don't throw that bag away, I'm going to use it. And he was like, okay. He never questions it. He's just like, whatever. So basically I have some scraps here. And I have some tea bags. I thought we might could use some of those. My paper bag. And then I have some pretty cardstock pieces. I don't normally use double-sided cardstock for this because, you know, it's a little bit thicker or a little bit heavier. But I just love these cardstocks. So I'm going to use them just because I like them. So, yeah. So let's just get started. The only other thing that you're going to need is some Mod Podge and a brush. And I'm using my cheap Mod Podge today, which is basically 2 parts glue, 1 part water. So the first thing I do is I just kind of start tearing my bag. Now, if you don't have a paper bag, you can use this. This is that thin craft paper roll. So you can get this at any you can get it at Walmart, any craft store. You can get it at the Home Depots, the Lowe's, the Ace Hardwares. It's pretty much, you know, anywhere you want to get it, you can get it. And you can get it, this one is quite a long roll, but you can get them in the, you know, the little short rolls or whatever. So you can use that if you don't have a paper bag. That I like to recycle, so I'm going to recycle the paper bag. All right, so let's scoot this out of the way while I'm tearing my bag. So I'm just going to tear my bag open, and I don't think y'all need to, you don't really have to watch this process, right? Because you know how to tear open a paper bag. Just tear it open to where it's flat. So hang on and I'll finish it and come back. Okay. Paper bag is torn and cut apart. So now you just have this open part, and these little spots are not going to matter because they're going to be covered. And then you can just throw away your bottom, or I mean, if you want to tear it up and use it for, you know, some kind of collage or whatever, you can, but I'm not doing that today. So the next thing we're going to do is we're just going to spread. Let me move my scrapbook papers. I am just going to spread my paper bag out, and I'm just going to start on one end of the paper bag. Okay, and I'm just going to start gluing things down. Just gluing. I'm going to take my scraps and my scrapbook papers, and I'm going to start gluing things down. Now, I know I've been doing like a lot of mixed media stuff, and with, you know, pinks and purples and all those colors, but I want to do something different today because I'm kind of gearing up to do some farmhouse stuff. I want to do some very country, you know, very vintage farmhouse style. I'm going to do some journals and things like that, just kind of gearing up for that and gearing up for fall. And so kind of going in that direction, but I still want to be able to add in my mixed media stuff. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to see how I can incorporate the mixed media concepts with the farm style journals and things like that, ephemera and you know, all that good stuff. So I'm just going to take my Mod Podge and a brush. Now you can put, you know, wax paper or something underneath your mat if you want to. I don't really care if it gets on my mat because I can wash it. So, and then I'm just going to pick a corner and start. I'm not sure, can y'all see? Okay, good deal. Y'all can see. All right, and then I'm just going to put a little bit of Mod Podge at a time. Don't try to paint the whole thing, because if you do, you better move fast with your scrap pieces. But I just try to do little bits at a time. Now, y'all don't laugh at me. This paper I got in it was actually wrapped around a package that I got in the mail, and I absolutely loved the green color. And oh my goodness, the package was so taped up, and I thought, oh, there's got to be a way that I can save some of this green colored paper. And so I was able to save a little bit of it, so I'm going to use it because I think it goes perfect with the fall colors. I think it goes perfect with the farmhouse colors and all that good stuff. So I'm just going to start laying pieces in and adding to it. Okay, so I have some coffee dyed papers. I've got some book page papers. Let's use a book page. Now, I don't always want a square edge or a straight edge. So if I don't like the straight edge, I'll just tear it off. But like on this side, I'll go ahead and use that straight edge because it's going up against a straight edge. Okay. And so I just kind of start in a small spot. I don't try to look at the whole thing. I just start in a small area, and then I start working from that point and going. Okay. I like this little piece for here. And then I have some of these. And sometimes I'll try to find a piece that has like a straighter edge to go at the bottom, because it just kind of helps me to keep it in line, you know, and keep it going straight and not all over the place. Which, I mean, if it goes all over the place, you can trim it. It's no big deal, but that's just kind of how I do the process. And so I have some of these. I like this one. So we're going to go here with this one. What else do we have in here? I have some atlas pages, or matte pages. So let's put that one in there. And some of the papers are a little thinner than others, and that's okay because it just kind of gives you different textures throughout your process. I've got some music paper here. Let's try this music paper. Need to go up under that a little because I didn't get far enough up. I'm trying to make sure y'all can see what I'm doing, but y'all pretty much know how to decoupage, right? Okay, let's use a little coffee dyed paper. You know, and if you have coffee dyed paper that's kind of brittle, that you've burnt, or, you know, you've left it in the oven too long or whatever, it works perfect on projects like this because you're gluing it down anyway. So it's not going to matter if it's a little bit brittle because you're just going to glue it right straight to the paper, and that's going to give it strength. So you won't have to worry about it, you know, breaking off or anything. Let's see, what else do we have? Oh, you know what? Let's try a tea bag. I just kind of wanted to try and see what these would. I haven't used these before, so they don't really show up very well on that, do they? That's okay though, because I know what I'm going to do there, so it won't be a big deal. Okay, I have a French book page, so let's just tear us an edge. I don't want the straight sides, and we can put him right here. And then I have some pattern paper from Sewing Patterns. He can go here. Whew, excuse me, I had to sneeze. See, that tea bag is not really showing up, but we're gonna wait till it dries and see what it looks like. Okay, there is, I have some of this scrapbooking paper. You know, and your bag is real thin, so if you do use a thicker scrapbook paper, it's not going to be too bad because you have a thin background that you're putting it on. Scoot some of these over. I want a little color in here since we've kind of gone through and added some very neutrals pieces. So now we'll add some color in. And I don't want a whole bunch of color. I just want some random color throughout. So maybe we'll do a piece of the green here. Okay. And then I don't always go all the way up the side, you know, I just kind of go in a random sort of order, and I just go through picking pieces that catches my eye, and I just start adding them wherever I think that they will look good. So it's really and truly completely a random process. I mean, there is no, you know, no rhyme or reason to it at all. It's a great way to use up all your scraps if you have a lot of scraps laying around. Now this is a piece from one of my printables, and it didn't print out correctly. I don't know if you can see the lines in it, but it has just a little bit of lines in it. Now you can take like a vintage photo ink and ink those away, but I don't really care if they're there. So I am going to add some Mod Podge up here and add this piece because it's fairly straight on the edge. You know, it's not super straight, but good enough to be able to line it up. And then I'm even going to take some sewing pattern paper, and I'm going to go up here at the very top with this sewing pattern paper, and I'm just going to lay that right in. Go. And then I have some grid paper or graph paper. Add some of that in there. What else do I have? Okay, I want some color again. So let's go find something with some color. Let's use this one. I'm gonna have to tear it a little. And I like that it has the straight edge at the top, but I don't want the straight edge on the side. So I'm just going to get rid of that straight edge. And I'm going to add this right up here at the top. And you see how I kind of always have just a very small square that's wet. And I usually, you know, come in and add some more glue a little at a time. And then let's do a piece of this one. And this is actually just the back side of that blue. So let's put him right here. And with the thicker pieces of, you know, like the cardstock and stuff, I'll usually try to put a little extra glue on those just to make sure they stay down pretty good. So now I need something to cover up this, and I have a little piece of a book page here. So I'm just going to take that and go there. And so this is just kind of the process that you follow all the way through. It's a great way to use up your scraps. It's a great way to get rid of papers that you otherwise wouldn't use. This is a piece of avocado dyed paper. Do I want to put this in here? I'll think about it. Alright, so I want some more. I have this paper here. It's a scrapbook paper, double-sided, but I love these little envelopes, and they give it a cool vintage look. So I'm going to tear one of these airmail envelopes out. We're going to add one of those. Just like that. Now those, I don't mind having the straight edge because, you know, it's supposed to look like an envelope, so I'm good with that. All right, let's see. What else do we have? Let's do a piece of coffee dyed paper right here. And as I'm going along, I'm just kind of filling in the gaps of places where something needs to be. Let's put this piece here. And again, I wet these pieces pretty good because they're fairly thick. Okay. This is from, this is like the index page or something from one of those Henry Terry books. So, hey, you can use your index pages in your collages. Uh-oh, I got one of my hairs in the glue. Let's not glue hair to the collage. Y'all, my hair falls out so bad, it's ridiculous. Okay. And let's see, let's put a blue down here. And actually, I'm going to go all the way to the bottom. I don't know if you can see it. But I'm going to go all the way down here. And I'm going to pull the edge of this piece up because I don't want... Uh-oh. Okay, well, I'm not going to pull the edge of that piece up because it's coming apart. So, you know what? Let's just tear him off a little. I just don't want to cover up that, you know, a bunch of that. Okay. And then let's do, I think this is from like an encyclopedia kind of book or something like that. But I like having the neutrals in here because, you know, then you can kind of do what you want to with it afterwards. It is a pretty piece of florally music-y. Here we go. Let's use a piece of this. Okay. And I don't want the straight edge, so we will get rid of him. I don't want my glue real thick underneath. I mean, I want it thick enough for it to hold, but it doesn't have to be super thick, because then you'll kind of start getting bubbles, especially on the thinner pieces, which the bubbles and the wrinkles I like. I don't mind the bubbles and the wrinkles at all because they just kind of add to it to me. So, but I mean, you don't want it to be so wrinkled up that you can't do anything with it. Put a piece of this sewing pattern paper here. And then I like the back side of this one too. I love these papers because they're so pretty. And let's do him here. Okay. Now think I'm going to have to kind of scoot everything over because we're going to have to slide our bag. So this is basically the process of, you know, doing your collage bags. All right, let me see. And some edges I don't mind them being straight because I know that I'm going to go in with something else on top of that, so you won't see that straight edge. You put a piece of this sewing pattern paper right there just to kind of cover up that little hole. Okay. And then I have this really pretty, like brown with words. Browns and florals. So we need a little more glue here. Running out of glue. Of course, I sat in front of the TV last night and did about 3 or 4 of these, so I used a lot of my glue, but it goes a long way. I mean, that's one of the, you know, the school glues poured in there, and then I usually will pour half of the bottle with water, shake it up, and then pour that into my jar. And then you have your glue mixture, and it works really well for collages like this. This is a piece of matte paper, and it's just kind of like the index part, but I like adding things like that because it just adds a little something. Okay, let's add some barnwood. Let's add him right here. Excuse me. And then let's brighten it up with some of this. I know it's hard. It's hard to tear up either side of this, but I need a piece of that peach, or whatever color you want to call that. So we're going to cut this out and try not to ruin the whole page, because some of these I can use in my collage too. But we're going to go over here and tear him apart. I'm not looking at the other side, so I'm not seeing that pretty stuff that I'm tearing. That hurts my heart. Okay. Sorry, I know sometimes I get in, you know, in a frame where y'all can't really see what I'm doing, but it's kind of hard to show the whole thing in, you know, in the camera. Okay, I need just a little something right here. That works. I think that was actually part of a book page, not a book page, like a book cover. Okay, what else do we have? Let's just pull a few pieces. Let's go here with this. I don't want that straight edge. And most of the time when I get glue out of my jar, I'll just wipe it on my bag, and that way I can come back to it and get, you know, just a little bits of glue at a time onto whatever piece of paper I'm working with. Okay, let's put some coffee dyed paper in here. What else do we want? Oh, I have this really pretty, let me see if I can find it. Okay, well, I have some of this, so let's I'm not even going to show y'all what's on the back of that page. Well, okay, I'll show you. Yes, they're very pretty, and it's hard for me to do that, but I need it. So, I'm ripping it. If I need some more, I'll just go get some more, right? So, we're getting rid of that straight edge, and we're going to put him right here. For some reason, the glue wants to bubble up on this green. That's why you see me keep brushing it, because I kind of want to brush those bubbles off until it gets good and dry, because they go away once it dries. Okay, let's use some book page. And we can use the other side of this. Add us a little color in, but I don't want a straight edge. So we can just add him right here. Sorry, I'm trying to keep it in frame, but it's a little difficult. Okay. I think I'm going to add this right here. Sorry, I know I get quiet when I'm doing this, but my brain starts going 90 miles an hour. Let me pull over my other scrapbook papers, because one of these has something really pretty on the back of it that I wanted. Okay, this, I want some of this. Where's the other one? Okay, I want some of this one. Bear with me, guys. And then I want some of this one with the barn wood. And then on the back side it has that. So that's really pretty. And then this one, I definitely want a large piece of this one. We could even go that way with that one. Where is that one? Has a really pretty back to it. Okay, I want some of this. This is what I do, guys. Okay. Now see, which side do you use? Okay, let's go this way with this. And then that way with that. I'm still looking for that one specific one that I'm thinking of. I know it's in here. Okay, well maybe I've used it all. I don't know. Okay, let's use this one. And then some more of this one. Okay, well, I'm not finding the one I'm looking for. I'm just going to flip back through here real quick. I'm going to use some of that too. I guess I used all of the other one. Nope, here it is. Oh my goodness. Okay, I know why I couldn't figure it out. It's the back of these. I love that. Isn't that pretty? So we're going to use one of those. I know it hurts my heart to tear it too, but alright, so now we're running out of glue. So here's what I'm going to do. Well, I'm going to finish using this, and then I'll just show you how I make it, because it takes like 2.5 seconds to do it. So where are we on our time? Oh my goodness. Are we at 30 minutes already? Okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and finish doing the collage on this. And then I'll come back and I'll just do another video to show you some different things that I was going to do with it. Because I wanted to show you, you know, some decoupaging and doing some multimedia on it and all that good stuff. So it won't be this exact one because I'm going to have to, you know, of course, let this one dry. But I'll let this one dry, but I can use a different one to show you the mixed media stuff. I want some thin book page right here. Maybe like yeah, sewing pattern piece. I think we can go for maybe a minute or two longer. But anyways, so yeah, I'm gonna finish doing this. When I come back in the next video, I'll show you how I make the glue, because I told you I would. Gracie, what are you doing? You sound like a mouse over there, Missy. So anyways, well, you know what? Now I'm trying to hurry because I don't want the video to go so, you know, forever long. Because number one, it's really hard to upload them when they're that long. And number two, you know, I mean, I know y'all don't want to watch 2-hour long videos. Alright. I was just trying to finish using my glue. But okay, here's what I'll do. I'm going to go ahead and show you how to make the glue. And that way you can see that process. I'm going to move this out of the way real quick. Let me grab a glue. Sorry, guys. Okay, so this is the glue I'm using. It's just the cheap little, I think it's the Dollar General brand. Okay, and so I'm just going to take the little stopper out. And I'm just going to pour all of that into my jar. That was probably noisy. I'm sorry. I wasn't even thinking. All right, so I have my glue poured in my jar, and I have this little bottle of water. I just keep in here. And I'm just going to fill this glue bottle up about halfway full. And I just eyeball it. I don't measure anything. I just want to make sure I don't have too much water. Okay, and then... so we've got that about halfway full, and then I'm going to take the lid and put it back on, and I'm going to shake it real good, and that way it gets all the extra glue that's on that glue bottle, and it mixes that in with it so you don't waste any kind of glue. And then I just pour that in. Makes it a little bubbly to shake it up, but the bubbles go away. And then I have handy dandy spoon in here, and I'm just going to go in and stir this up and mix the water in real good. And that's as simple as it is, you guys. That's basically how I do it to make my glue. So I'm going to go ahead and turn the video off here. I'll do a second part to this video, because we're going to take our paper bag collage, and we're going to do some mixed media and maybe some decoupaging and play with it and have fun with it. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you have any comments or questions, leave them in the comment box below. Please like the video if you will, and subscribe. Hit the little notification bell to be notified of new videos when I upload them. And thank y'all so much for watching. I hope y'all have a great day. Big hugs.